Hey everybody, welcome back to Mission Control for another feature-focused video. In this video we're talking about fan. Fan mode automatically spreads out values on a selected range of fixtures. You can use on pan and tilt, and the resulting spreading out rays of light beams. The first and last fixture of the range are affected the most, and the central fixtures are affected the least. The amount of fan can be set using the attribute wheels. As with shapes, the order in which you select the fixture sets how the fan effect works. The fixtures you select first and last will be the ones which change the most. You use a group to select the fixtures. The order in which you select the fixtures when a quarter of the group is used. You also have the option to change the curve, how the fan affects the groups, and to split the fan into parts. The fan effect, while normally used on pan and tilt attributes, can be applied to any attribute. As well as the basic fan controls, you have the option to set different curves, group options, and parts to create a variety of fan effects. Hold down the fan button, and you have the three options on the soft keys, or right-click on the Tighten Go interface. Curve, these are the different curves. Line, a traditional fan. Mirror divides the selection into two halves. The position of each half is the mirror of the other half. Wings divides the selection into three parts. The positions in the outer two parts mirror each other, and the central part does not change. Arrow pulls the center of the fan in one direction, pulls the ends in the opposite. Pull middle leaves the endpoints in the current state and pulls the middle. Pull ends leaves the middle in the current state, pulls the ends. Pull end, like pull ends, but only from one end. The other end does not change. Other options we have in the fan: ignore groups will treat all selected fixtures as if they are rigged in one line. Fan within group will fan each selected group independently. Fan group as fixture moves all fixtures within the selected group together. Parts: one part will give you one fan, two parts give you two fans for the selected range. So let's take a look at that. Here we are on version 14 of Titan on the Titan Go interface. It'll show file setup here with three trusses, an upstage, a midstage, and a downstage, with a little bit of rake and height to make them easier to see. So if we take our upstage truss and go ahead and give it a locate, and then we'll throw us in a little bit of a tilt with the position palette and zoom down so we can see them a little bit easier. So if we were to press and hold on fan or right click on the Titan Go interface, obviously here we've got our line, curve, which is our default, ignore groups, which is also the default, and split fan into parts, one that is also the default. So if we go down here to our pan attribute, we can see that we can spread the fixtures out with a nice curve or bring them in and make them cross. If we change our curve from line to say mirror, we can see the difference there. You see it basically just splits into two parts, so each half mirror each other. Change our curve to wings. We now see that it splits it so our centers stay and our outside ones move. We change our curve to arrow. This ends up working a little bit better on tilt than it does pan, I've found. You see there the minor and centers, they move in kind of an arrow shape. And we'll just refire our palette. We'll change our curve to pull middle. And again, this works a little bit better on tilt than on pan for seeing it. You see that it pulls the middle, but leaves the ends in place. We change our curve to pull ends. We'll see that our middle stays in place, but our ends move. And if we change it to pull end, we'll see that one end moves, the other does not. And again, this predicates on fixture selection order. So while the selection order went from 1 through 10 for those fixtures, we can see that 1 stays still and 10 moves. If we were to clear this, and we'll go ahead and select these fixtures this way, and locate them, and see the same two palettes. Now, if I do pull ends by turning my fan back on, we can see that this end doesn't move, this end does now because of this difference in the selection order. Show how selection order plays in. If we were to randomly select some fixtures, and then locate them and put on the same tilt and that. This time we'll go ahead and change our curve back to line. We'll now see that if we pan them, they pan in kind of a weird fashion because again, it's all about that selection order. So we'll change our upstage again. Go ahead and locate it and put that same tilt and zoom. And we'll go ahead and change it. I believe it online. We'll go ahead and change our parts to 2. And now see what happens when we pan them. You'll see that the fans are split into 2 parts on the fixtures. We get 2 fans instead of 1. We can also do this with the different curves. So if we were to do wings, you can see how we can get quick ones like that. We could also split it into, say, 5 parts. And we'll change our line back to curve. But even with something already going on, if we start messing with it, we can even get more interesting looks quickly by just changing the parts. We can also just locate that and put the same there. So now if we pan it with our 5 parts, we see how it takes and splits it into 5 different parts, making it interesting. Here's the parts back to 1, and we're going to change our curve to wings here and see what we can get going there. So as you see, changing our curves and groups in the middle of the fanning can make some interesting looks. So let's take a look at some of our other options with groups. So we change it from ignore groups to fan within group. And then we go ahead and select all of our fixtures and locate them. And we'll put the same palette on there, and we'll give each truss a different color to make it a little easier to see between the 3. So now, if we went ahead and made sure our fan was turned on, and then started putting our pan, we can see that each truss is treated separately in our fans. And again, we can change the curve on that. And get the same thing here with our wings. So it's treating each group as its own fan. We change it to fan group as fixture. We'll go ahead and clear this. And then we'll go ahead and do our upstage left and upstage right. And we'll locate them. And we'll put the same tilt that we have been on it. And make sure fan is on. Now we see if we pan it, it treats each group of fixtures as if they were one fixture in our fan. We set it here with an odd even group. So we select the odds and the evens. And we locate it. And we'll put the same other parameters on it. We'll make sure the fan is turned on. And now if we pan it, we can see that each group of fixtures is treated as one solid fan. If we take a look at how our front fixtures, we got a group here that selects some of the fixtures and then the rest of the fixtures. And if we were going to our fan and treat group as fixtures, leave our line, and we'll set our parts back to 1. Now if we were to go ahead and locate those fixtures, put the same tilt and zoom on them. So now that if we pan them, we see that each group is treated as it is one fixture in the fan, like we only had 2 fixtures in total. But if we were to take it, simply fan within the group and set our parts to 2, you can see we get an interesting fan out of that. If we go ahead and clear that out, then we were to select our groups like this, and then go ahead and give them a locate, and we'll put the same on them there. Next, we'll go and give our upstage a color, our midstage a color, and our downstage a color. And then we'll reselect them as we said before, here, 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 and here. And then we'll go ahead and set our fan within group. Our line is a curve, split into 2. And make sure fan is on. We see the interesting looks that we get from that. So that has been Fan on version 14 of Titan. Hope you learned something. Please subscribe. Join us on Facebook at Avolites US. And join us here next time. Thanks. Bye.